Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
So it's in IMA, I think it's honestly not possible for someone to sail through on his own, no matter what he studied, no matter what experience he's had. It is absolutely not possible. The struggle in the first year, in the first trimester, is mostly personal. It's about hard work. It's about putting in more time, sleeping less. That's the first step. You eventually get used to it. You start. You have to start worrying about your internship.
So welcome on board, guys. Today we have Shivam with us, who's coming from IIM Ahmedabad. That's the dream college for almost all the aspirants out here who are preparing for CAT exam. So welcome on board, Shivam.
Thank you so much.
Great. So tell me something, Shivam, about you. In terms of like before IIM Ahmedabad, when did you actually decide that you want to get into an MBA or dream for an IIM Ahmedabad?
After my 12th, I opted for economics. I studied at St. Stephen's College. I think it was about in mid first year, I decided that economics is not really gonna help me eventually in my business whenever I join. It doesn't really give me all the tools that I need to be successful there, if at all. So I thought that maybe an MBA is the right way to go. For example, basic finance, accounting, economics doesn't really cover everything.
Correct.
So I thought maybe an all-round course is a better fit. So I decided for an MBA.
Okay, that's interesting. So how was this shift from economics going into an MBA where you study all the subjects, this transition and change? Was it challenging or you think it was very smooth for you?
Well, honestly, us economics graduates, we have it easier than most others because a significant portion of any MBA degree is economics.
Yes.
So that way we already have quite a few bases covered. But it's definitely still challenging, more so because it's IMA. But it's relatively we have it easier.
Okay. So when you say easier, it's because of the academics, the curriculum, the subjects which are doing, like your economics and finance, and I think the macro and microeconomics which you study.
Yeah, so these are actually huge components of an MBA program. So
Correct.
I mean, definitely it's what it'll be like 5 to 10% at max, but it's still a huge component from any one particular course. So that way we had it easier, but it's still a very challenging program. The competition is really cutthroat.
I was just about to ask you, so what is the most challenging part about IIM Ahmedabad?
In my personal opinion, it differs from person to person, but for me, I think it was the entire of my first year and different aspects in different terms.
Okay.
We have a trimester system.
Yeah.
For the first term, it was really rigorous. It was all about managing your time because we barely had time to sleep. We barely had time to get to our classes. We just got through somehow. By the end of the third trimester, it turns out to be managing your peers, how well you work with your study group, things like that. So it's different at different stages. But overall, the first year is the most challenging.
Okay.
Something else.
So when you mentioned like the first trimester, it's all about the time management, because you're doing so many new things. You are studying, you are preparing for your placements and all of them. What about the second and the third trimester? Like, what is the most daunting things you're working on at that time?
So sometime in the second trimester, you have to start worrying about your internship. What happens is the internship is a huge stepping stone to your actual career in any B school.
Yes.
It's in my opinion, I think about 40 to 50% people who actually go for internships convert into PPOs.
Yes.
So And usually what happens is that students end up taking the PPOs, accepting the PPOs, or at the very least, at least uh, going for the dream option. So they always have the PPO in hand. And it's also a huge confidence booster. So people start really gearing up for the PPOs. It's also the first placement as an MBA graduate. All of that is there. So the second trimester is all about managing that. It's a different atmosphere altogether. There's huge competition. People are struggling, get interview to get prepared for the interviews. The third trimester, you've already been placed, and what's important there is working with your peers. The third trimester has a lot of projects, group projects, so you really have to allocate work well. People who are good at a few things do those things in the third trimester. It's basically delegation of work. It's efficient delegation of work, that's all. So all of that is there. These are the challenges you generally face. The struggle in the first year, in the first trimester, is mostly personal. It's about hard work. It's about putting in more time, sleeping less. That's the first of it. You eventually get used to it by the second time.
It's settling into the new ecosystem altogether.
You get used to it in 3-4 months.
Okay, that's interesting. So Shivam, you come from an economics background, and like you mentioned, for us, like macroeconomics, I'm an engineer. So when we were studying for MBA at that time, it was a little challenging to, understand all of those concepts. And we used to rush to our batchmates who have done that. So were you also, like, in your college famous for training and teaching the engineers about that? Or, how is it an IMA? Or do people not share their insecurities because you're all 99 plus percentilers out there?
No, it's actually not at all like that. So it's in IMA, I think it's honestly not possible for someone to sail through on his own, no matter what he studied, no matter what experience he's had. It is absolutely not possible.
Okay.
I was very lucky. I was in dorm 14. I was blessed to be in dorm 14, and all of my peers in my dorm, they all came from different backgrounds.
Okay.
A few of my friends were CAs, a few of them were engineers. One or two others apart from me were economics graduates. We had a pol science graduate.
Okay.
So we had a really good mix. In that sense, we had a good coverage of almost all concepts. So I would teach somebody else economics. Some of the CAs might teach me accounts. So that's how we managed. It was actually I was very lucky to have a good set of peers who really helped me throughout my first.
Interesting. So you really think that peers is very important to be with good set of people in any B school, I think?
Definitely. I mean, I don't know how I would have managed to get through a few subjects if it wasn't without that support.
Okay. So you also mentioned that you were blessed to be at dorm 14. Why? Why so? What's so special about it?
Actually, there's quite a few things. We were actually famous on campus, I think, because we were very close. We were a very close-knit group. We used to spend a lot of time together, and it was never the case that the entire one batch from the dorm, and the entire dorm, always ends up studying together, delegating work together. We used to spend our free time together. We were really close. So, and usually you don't really see that in all dorms. It's rare. So I think that's why I was blessed to be dorm.
Okay, so that's really nice. And they helped you to sail through the 2 years of the journey. Like you mentioned, it's very important to be prepared for your internships and your PPO. So what do you do so that you make sure that you are prepared?
So usually what happens is there are different sectors of in the job market, and everybody's preparing for their own sector. Some people are preparing for finance, some people are preparing for consulting, some for marketing. So it's different for everybody. Finance students are usually studying, doing market analysis, preparing up industry stocks. Consulting people are usually sitting together, taking interviews, doing case studies. And when it comes to marketing, it's usually group discussions and all this kind of thing. So it's different for everybody, but it's pretty much this way. And usually people have one backup sector, so they're doing 2 things at a time, but that's about it.
Okay. So that's really interesting. Great. So, you kind of prepare for sectors and everything. And once you get hold of your PPO, so second year is like more chill?
Depends again. So it's all about priorities when it comes to your second year. Some people they are aiming for the top, and they really want to be they really want an institutional rank. So they really have to work hard for their grades. Some people they just want to relax, enjoy the second year, and what they do is they go for exchange programs. They take it easy, sail through, work hard when needed to, but they don't take too much stress. While others work on other things. For example, they really want to shift their sector. They didn't have a good experience in consulting, so they want to try finance. So then they take up finance courses to see how it goes. It's different for everybody.
Okay.
Actually, IMA is good that way because it gives you a lot of option and flexibility. If I really want, I can shift very easily in my sector.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So you were one of those, Shivam, who managed to do well at your internship, get a PPO, and then not choose. So what was, your reason behind the same?
The reason is entirely personal, actually. Usually, people either go directly for their internships, directly for their PPOs, or they dream and they try for something better in their opinion. For me, I had always planned to work for a few years, but my end goal was always clear. I was always going to join the business. So it just happened to be sooner because I was required back at home. It's been a while,
Okay.
and this was just a personal thing.
Okay, that's interesting. That's good. That's good to see that you still not everybody is running behind the only packages and everything. It's also about the learning and putting them to use. So even if you wish to pursue your own venture or family business ahead, you still can get a great outcome from IMA. So that's lovely to hear. So Shivam, everybody kind of, apart from the professional and academics, has something which keeps them sane, you can say, through the whole 2 years, or, like what is it
Yeah.
that drives you? So what was your factor which, made sure that, you are connected to yourself?
So I'm sure that everybody who has ever been through a rigorous program, you usually has a few moments where you need some time to yourself to vent, let's say.
Yeah.
For me, I think that was basketball. I used to go out on the court, play around, shoot around a little. Sometimes you need to vent like that. I've been playing since I was a child, and I think that was my out.
Okay, so that's really interesting and nice. And what about your CAT percentile? Like, so what was your CAT percentile?
I had a 99.61.
Wow, that's really nice. So what made you get 99.61? How are you preparing for the same?
So my vocab was always weak. I had my English wasn't very strong, but I had good math. My math was strong, and LRDI also was strong. So I used to focus on my strength actually. I used to do well in LRDI and math, and I think that went well. So I had 99 plus in both of these sections, but in my vocab I had about 96 point something. I don't really remember, and I had a strategy for my vocab. I used to just focus on RC, reading comprehension. Just focus on that because I knew that vocab would be a tough fight for me. It's not really going to help me in the end. And I didn't have enough time to, brush up on that. So I just focused on my RC. That was my strategy. And I banked on my maths and my LRDI to get it. That was my strategy.
Okay, that's interesting.